Hey, it's Bronze Age Nerd. Today let's look at some stuff I got in the mail, plus we'll take a look at some stuff I picked up at my local comic book shop. Alright, so these are the comics I got at my local comic book shop. I'm going to have a bit of a story about that trip, but I'll save that for another video. The first couple ones I got here, 2 copies of Star Wars Dr. Aphra #1. Of course, that's not her first appearance. It is still a key. It's her first solo series. It's also the first cameo appearance of Corin Aphra, the father of Dr. Chelilona Aphra. That's her full name? Wow. Okay. I read the Star Wars Darth Vader run, so I'm familiar with Dr. Aphra from that run. This, I just knew these are a couple issues that were kind of key. Next one I grabbed is Star Wars Legacy #20, and this is the first appearance of Darth Azard, a Corran Dark Lord of the Sith who wields a double-bladed lightsaber. And then Star Wars Legacy #24, that's the first full appearance of Aslan Ray, a Jedi Master and romantic interest of Cade Skywalker from his past. Sounds so scandalous when they say it that way, doesn't it? Next up, Star Wars Legacy #29. Star Wars Legacy #29 is the first appearance of Darth Reeve, a Devoronian, who served under Darth Krayt's One Sith. And the final issue I got at my LCS is a copy of Thor #1. This is the Jason Aaron run. Yeah, Jason Aaron run. And the final panel of this comic book has Wolverine as the final Phoenix in the future. I've picked up a couple other copies of that, and definitely a book that I'm specking on a little bit. It's just a really cool scene, and if anything ever comes of that, that's going to be pretty interesting. All right, so I got some stuff in the mail. Let's see if I can remember which one each of these is. I could give you guys packaging reviews if you're interested. Almost all of mine are going to be too much tape. Hey, look. Too much tape. Now look, someone's going to say, better too much tape than not enough. And you're going to be right. But doesn't mean I can't be salty about it. No, in all seriousness, I don't like too much tape because I think there's a tendency to damage the comic removing all the tape, especially if they don't use painter's tape. Even then, there's a limit. All right, so I think everybody's gonna be pretty familiar with this book right now. Pretty big book to be on the hunt for. Captain America 25. This is the first appearance of Sam Wilson as Captain America. If you're totally out of the loop on what that means, so you know the Falcon from the MCU, right? They're doing the Falcon and the Winter Soldier series that's coming to Disney Plus. Supposedly, the trailer's out for that. At least in all the trailer we get to see, he's still the Falcon. But we know at the end of Avengers Endgame that he was given the mantle for Captain America, but he was given the shield. That's a mantle if I've ever seen one. And also, not to mention Steve Rogers' blessing, which is a huge deal. So there's a toy that got released showing Sam Wilson as Captain America. That is definitely a MCU style toy. So that book had been hot for ever since Endgame, even a little bit before that. Now it's even hotter. Do not bend several times. Photos. Fragile, do not bend photos. I wonder, did they do that thinking like comics will get stolen but photos won't? That's probably really obvious to people, but I think that's a little strange. Oh, wow. Okay. This person did painter's tape tabs, pull tabs. So, you know what? You can write photos on that package all you want, because that is the right way to do it. Small story before I show this book. So I started pre-ordering all my comics through Comics Elite. It's where I want to get my comics through now. They have rewards points. They're pretty cool to work with. I've had really good experiences with them so far. This is the first and only negative thing that I've ever had happen with Comics Elite, besides a damaged signed Thor Donny Cates book, which it could have happened in shipping. I try to let bygones be bygones. But they did not get enough copies of this comic and couldn't fulfill my pre-order, and they canceled it. Now, in full transparency, they also sent out a cool discount code for, I think, 15% off your order. So they tried to make it right. But haha, number one, big, huge comic from the writer of Ice Cream Man, clown themed. Obviously, it's, you know, going to draw people's attention. Every copy I saw of this was really low grade or had dings. This one is in pretty good shape, so that's awesome. So yeah, I don't, you know, I quit ordering from Things from Another World, and I'm still pretty satisfied with that decision. My final huge order, it's like 5 weeks worth of comics or whatever, came from them. And I have 2 other smaller orders that's going to come from them, just things that, you know, I had order ahead of time. Everything else I have for pre-orders is coming through Comics Elite. And, you know, I'm definitely trying to streamline what I order. You know, I want to pre-order new modern comics. I want to pre-order the stuff that I think is good spec. I want to go big on the things that are obvious, like High Republic #1, Spider-Man 55, you know, some of those bigger comics that have come out recently. I ordered big on those. All right, this stuff's in good shape, and they did a good job packaging, so I'll show this off. Brave New Worlds on eBay is where I picked this up, so you can check that out. It's gonna look mighty familiar. Got another copy of Captain America 25, and this one's not a 9.8. This is like a no spine ticks that I can see right now. Probably like a 9.2, 9.4. And then since I was already paying for shipping, I had to get this. He had this on his store. Star Wars Bounty Hunters, the second printing Boba Fett cover. That's, you know, Nearmont Plus probably. Yeah, I'd have to, you know, take it out of the poly and take a little bit longer to look at it to be 100% sure, but that looks pretty good. So, good job, guy. And yeah, I got a couple of those Captain America 25s, so got that covered. So there's something on the box I'm not really going to show you guys, but I'll show you the color of the tape. And if you know what the color of that tape means, you know it was on the box. Let's just say there's only one guy I know of that does the green painter's tape. All right, so I don't know what order these are going to be in, so I'm just going to shoot from the hip here. Okay, so G.I. Joe stuff on top. Nice. G.I. Joe 51. So G.I. Joe 51 is first appearance of several of the Dreadnoks. The ones pictured, basically. G.I. Joe 53. You guys, if you've seen a couple of my other videos, I love these, the anniversary border comics, and I had to have this one. Those are both in great shape. Yeah, this one's it's got a corner ding. G.I. Joe 50, which is first appearance of Zorana, another Dreadnok. Okay, continuing with the G.I. Joe theme, G.I. Joe 108. So I had a ton of G.I. Joe comics, guys. If you've watched a couple of my videos where I've talked about the G.I. Joe part of my collection, I had a lot of these, but actually it's weird. Most of these I didn't have, and I still kept a lot of the early G.I. Joe comics and a couple of the later ones. But it's just funny how that works. I just, I had a lot of gaps in my run. So that was 108. And then this is 109. And I'm looking because I asked for 2 copies of this, and he knew I wanted one that was his highest condition, and he had like 4, I want to say. I wanted one that was his highest condition and one that was his lowest condition. So this is G.I. Joe 108, and this is the lower condition one. You can see, actually it doesn't show up. There's some run off the star there. That's crazy how that doesn't show up. Some ink run. So, but if you don't know, this is the comic where some Joes die. And then here's the higher quality copy, which if you can't even see that ink run, I don't really think I'm gonna be able to show you much, but so yeah, 2 copies of that. It's weird. That's not technically listed as a scarce issue, but it's not graded very often, so I might grade that one. Last G.I. Joe 59. I have a whole list of G.I. Joe first appearances, and I asked for them. I can't remember. This might be first. I don't even want to speculate. I might throw it up on the screen. I can't remember. It's one of those things where at some point I was just like, I want like the first appearance of pretty much all the Joes, and some of those comics are not worth anything. They're not super valuable anyway, and that's kind of one of them. I mean, that's like a dollar bin book all day long. Okay, break from the G.I. Joe stuff. Batman Rebirth #1. This is the Tom King run, and it's the first appearance of Gotham and Gotham Girl. Debating which order to go in here. I think the next 4 books are like the actual 4 big books I ordered from him. Amazing Spider-Man 344. And that's the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy, who will go on to become Carnage. It's also the first appearance of Cardiac, too. He was a villain I really liked from the 90s. Kind of an anti-hero. So this is interesting, guys. This is Avengers 55. And that is the first full appearance of Ultron. Not in a particularly high grade with the writing on the cover and everything, but and it's got some foxing, but still pretty cool. All right, guys, so these next 2 books are basically the reason I ordered from this guy. I've ordered from him in the past. He's a great seller. If you know who that is, I'm not really into dropping names for Instagram sellers or whatever. I don't want to go negative for him, basically. But these 2 books are the reasons why I ordered. I had a fuzz on my mic. So, Star Wars 41, classic Millennium Falcon cover. First cameo appearance of Yoda, I want to say. If I'm wrong about any of these, I'll throw it up. It's like I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head. But this one's really interesting. This is Star Wars 13. And it is newsstand, but it's also 35-cent price variant. And it's at least mid-grade. I see one corner that looks a little, yeah, I'd say it's probably 7.0. I don't know if this is consistent or repeatable, but that comic has gone for quite a bit recently. That price variant on that, I think it goes up to $1,000. I don't think that one's worth $1,000. I got to get it graded, but I paid $11 for it. If it's worth more than that, I'm happy. And not only that, like I got some great other books from this guy, some G.I. Joe stuff I really wanted, just some cool stuff. That first Ultron, that was pretty neat, pretty cool stuff. This is 5 weeks of comics I've ordered. This is my last major Things from Another World pre-order shipment. So you'll see why this is so big here in a second. So you guys have been seeing that cover. Pre-ordered those. Avengers, 40 different covers. Dark Knight Death Metal number 7. Not the cover you've probably seen a lot with the 2 Wonder Woman, but there's that one, and boom. I thought this was a sweet cover, so I had to get that. Hey guys, have you heard of this comic called Eternals? There's a lot of them. For some reason, I ordered the A cover a long time ago. I think it was before they announced all the different variants. Future State stuff, Future State Dark Detective, the Wonder Woman 84 cover, Green Lantern Future State number 1, the B cover, Harley Quinn Future State number 1, the A cover. If I go fast enough, maybe I can get through all this. Harley Quinn, the B cover, Future State, Immortal Wonder Woman number 1, Peach Momoko. It's actually, I'm one of the critical people of Peach Momoko. That's actually one of her better covers though. Future State Superwoman, Kara Zor-El Superwoman number 1, the B cover. Superman Wonder Woman number 1, the next Batman number 1, the next Batman number 1, the J. Scott Campbell Wonder Woman 1984 cover, Wonder Woman number 1, and Wonder Woman number 1. Ghost Rider Vengeance number 1. I can't even show this one. It's a comic book called Hot Valley Days and Cocaine Nights. Based on a real story too. Immortal Hulk 42 throwback cover. Nullified. King in Black 2 tattoo variant. The plane, boss, where's the plane? King in Black 2, the, oh god, this thing is wrecked. This is why I don't order from Things from Another World anymore. That's fun. King in Black number 2 doesn't matter because it's not worth anything anymore cover. Okay, another King in Black cover. Bump the mic, why not? Gwenom vs. Carnage number 1, not the cover that everybody cares about one. Maestro number 5. Miles Morales Spider-Man, the Alien cover. Spider-Man number 7, the Momoko Nullified variant. Did you guys hear about the High Republic? 4 of those. Two of those. And 2 of the Yoda covers. Again, I pre-ordered these weeks before those comics came out for FOC. US Agent number 2. And okay, so backing up for a second. If you're like, why the hell is this guy ordering so many copies? Is he a scalper? No, I'm not a scalper. I pre-ordered those comics for FOC. Anybody could have. I knew they were going to be big. I ordered big. Mostly because I wanted to make sure I could get 1 or 2 9.8s. whole point that I do for comic book collecting is I do two things. I buy comic books to sell. So yes, I speculate on comics and I invest in them to sell. The second thing I do is I use that money to go buy comics that I don't want to sell for my personal collection. So yeah, I take advantage of it. It's controversial to some degree. I don't know why. It's way more controversial in the action figure world. Again, that one makes a little bit more sense because there's only so many on the shelf. I pre-ordered all these books, guys. Every single, not the mail call stuff, but you know, the mail call ones, those people probably pre-ordered those comics and now I'm buying them from them. So just how it goes. Usagi Yojimbo, number 2, the Momoko. I think this cover is going to be hot. And so I got 4 of them. Venom 32. Another one I thought was going to be a big deal. So I'm a massive Maverick fan. Yes, Maverick, that Maverick. No, not the one from Top Gun. So I love that he's coming back. So I went pretty big on this just because if Maverick's on the cover, I want it. I have the whole run of Maverick's solo series, like the big 20 issue or whatever solo series. I'm a big fan. I freaking love this cover. Oh yeah. I thought this one was pretty cool. I'm not the biggest Storm fan in the world. Like, Storm's fine. I'm just not like a huge fan of hers. But that's just a cool cover. And I am the biggest Cyclops fan in the world, so I had to get the Cyclops cover too. All right, so that's the comic books I got. And again, that wasn't 1 week's worth of pickups. Please know that. That was at least 4 full weeks worth of pickups, and then some other stuff that had been delayed that got pushed into this order. I mean, I have stuff that was supposed to come in this order that's even been delayed further. Solid Blood 17 was supposed to come. That's been delayed. Things from Another World, you know, you saw the damage in there. If I go through there, I bet you I'll find more. That was the one that just stuck out to me as I'm recording a video. I had nothing but great experiences when I went to the physical stores when I lived in the Portland metro area. And I bet you that's still true. The online stuff has just not been as good, and I'm done with them. That's my last big order. I do have some stuff, like I have a graded comic I pre-ordered from them. A couple other things that are coming, but from now on, it's mostly gonna be Comics Elite. And so far I've had really good luck with them, with the exception of the Thor Damage and the Haha #1. Other than that, and the Haha #1 thing, I doubt that's their fault. I think that was probably a distributor problem or something. But you know, I know it happens to every shop. Every shop eventually gets shorted something, and they did stuff to make it right. If it becomes a pattern, well, that's when we're gonna have to re-examine things. But I mean, everything I get from them, I get for 35% off. Everything I pre-order from them, I get for 35% off cover price. That's awesome. You can't beat that, guys. I can't beat that. Unless you have a diamond account, you can't beat that. And there's a couple other ways, but unless you know someone with a diamond account, you can't beat that. So anyways, thanks for checking out my haul. I'm probably gonna edit the hell out of this video because it was kind of a long one. Hopefully you like checking out a bunch of comics. And I just want you to remember, hey, read comics every day.